Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, 19 sloka, as by His Grace Sundar Gopāl. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudevah sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. What to word? Please repeat. Bahunam, many. Janmanam, repeated births and deaths. Ante, after. Gnanavan, one who is in full knowledge. Mam, unto me. Prapadyate, surrenders. Vasudevaha, the personality of Godhead. Kṛṣṇa, Sarvam, everything. Iti, thus, Saha, that. Maha Atma, great soul. Sudurlabha, very rare to see. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Please repeat. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Purport. The living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals, after many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. In the beginning of spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some leaning towards impersonalism. But when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in spiritual life and that these activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders to Him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Sri Krishna's mercy is everything, that He is the cause of all the causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from Him. He realizes the material world to be a perverted reflection of spiritual variegatedness and realizes that He is in everything. There is a relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus, he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudeva or Sri Krishna. Such a universal vision of Vasudeva precipitates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal. Such surrendered great souls are very rare. This verse is very nicely explained in the third chapter, verses 14 and 15 of the Svetasthara Upanishad as follows. Sahasra Shiksha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sa Bhumim Vishwato Vrita Tetistat Dasanangulam Purusha Evadam Sarvam Yadbhutam Yachcha Bhayam Utamrutatva Sheshano Yad Anena Tirohati. Lord Vishnu has thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, thousands of feet, entirely encompassing the whole universe. He still extends beyond it by 10 fingers breadth. He is, in fact, this entire universe. He is all that was and all that will be. He is the Lord of immortality and of all that is nourished by food. In the Chandogya Upanishad, it is said, Navai vacho na chakshushmi na shrotarani na manamshiti achakshate prana iti eva chakshate prano hi evaitani sarvani bhavanti. In the body of a living being, neither the power to speak, nor the power to see, nor the power to hear, nor the power to think is the prime factor. It is the life air which is the center of all activities. Similarly, Lord Vasudeva, or the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, is the prime entity in everything. And because Vasudeva is all pervading and everything is Vasudeva, the devotee surrenders in full knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 7 chapter 11th chapter, 40th verse.
So this is the very important point to know. As I was saying, that unless we know who God is,
Jai Shri
then
Ram.
whatever we are doing does not add up. See? It's very important to know this thing. So, of course, unless you hear from the authority, the Shastra, it is very difficult to understand it. Because we have to hear from Shastra. Why we say Shastra? Shastra means word of God. It is not that sometimes they argue, but this all written by man, you know. Yes, somebody put all this together. They think, yes, but it's not a fact. This is actually coming from the Veda. You know, Veda. Veda means knowledge. Veda, Sanskrit word. And this knowledge is coming from God directly. 6140, I think. Vedo Sakshat Narayana. See, Veda is Sakshat Narayana. That means it's coming from God. You can see Vedo Narayana Sakshat. So when it comes from God, then it cannot be subject to mistakes or speculation or illusion or error or even cheating propensity. That's not there with God. So therefore we take it directly from God. Although it seems like it was written because he came again 5,000 years ago as Veda Vyas. His name is Veda Vyas. Veda Vyasa means he one who divided the Vedas. Vyasa means the one who divides. So Veda Vyas, he divided the Vedas into 4. Actually the Veda was one. When he came, he divided into Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Arthava and Sama, 4 Vedas. And because he is God himself, so he wrote it down. Why? Because now this time nobody got good brains, nobody got good memory. Yes, cannot remember. We have to use all this computer and so many things. Yes, even simple calculation we take our phone. 2 plus 2, how many? Is it not? Although we know 2 plus 2 4, but still because don't have confidence. Correct? You see how our mind has become very weak. You see, so because we are very much, what we say, memory is down. In Kali Yuga, memory will go down. Day by day, memory will go down. People will not have good. So because he understood this, so the Lord came as Vedavyas and he wrote it down. And this writing is not some ordinary writing. It is not some ordinary. It is directly the word of God. See? That's why Kṛṣṇa says also in the 15th chapter, you can see 15:15 he says.
Yes.
Kṛṣṇa also said the same thing. See? Vedescha sarva ahameva vidyo vedanta videva veda videva chaham. So Kṛṣṇa says here, by all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedantas, I am no knower of the Vedas. So Kṛṣṇa and the Veda are non-different. You follow? So this is not some speculation of somebody. So how to prove that? Just like in the Vedas it is said, in the year 2600 years past, This was written millions of years ago, and in 2600, I will come as son of who? Buddha, mother. What's the mother's name? Start with S. Huh? Anjana, Anjana. And I will take birth in Lumbini. Where's Lumbini? Nepal border. Huh? I will come as son of Anjana, Anjali in Lumbini. Huh? The place is given. The mother's name is given. Huh? And he said, I will come as Lord Buddha. 2600 years ago he came, correct? And this was written millions of years ago. How is it possible? Possible? Huh? Correct? So this is how you can see that this message is not some speculation of somebody. It's directly the word of God. That's why he says, Veda Sakshat Narayana. Veda is non-different from Narayana. Narayana is God. Correct? Yes. So this is how we take information. We cannot take information with our own self because our capacity is limited. Correct? I cannot see very far. I cannot see very near also. My eyelid I cannot see. Correct? Can I see my eyelid? Can I see very, very far? I also cannot see. So my seeing ability is limited. Correct? I cannot see what's happening behind the room. Can I see? No. Similarly, I also cannot know who is my father is. You know. When you're born, I know who's my father. You? Nobody knows. Yes. So how do you know who's your father? Huh? Because you can go for DNA, but that's something new. It's easier and safe course is go to your mother, right? Is it not? Correct? So you see, like that, many things you cannot perceive with your own, what do you call that, strength. So you need your mother. Mother is to tell. So similarly, to know the father, the real father, we need to go to our mother. And here, the mother is the scripture. The mother is the what? Shastra. And the father is the spiritual master. So the spiritual master, guru, father, and Shastra mother, that way we will find out who is the supreme personality of. Yeah, you cannot do by yourself. Can you find out? Cannot. You know. Not possible. So you see how this works. I mean, ordinarily speaking, to know your father, you must take help of your mother. So similarly, to know who is the supreme father, that we must go to the scriptures. Yes? Correct? Yes, you understand this point? Huh? You understand? So here in this verse, not only this, another verse, 14:4. Kṛṣṇa is saying here, you see what he's saying. Sarva yonishu kaunteya. You want to chant?
Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiya Tasham Brahma Mahadyoni Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed giving father.
See here, Kṛṣṇa is saying this in the Bhagavad Gita. Now you go and ask ordinary a person who is the creator, they cannot say. They always say this is the catch-22 equation. Nobody knows. They are thing. Yeah? Either a chicken came first or egg came first. They cannot answer. Yes?
Yes.
They look blank. But here Kṛṣṇa is saying, I am the father of everything. Who is the Father? See here, I am the seed-giving Father. In Sanskrit, you see the word Pita. Aham bija prada Pita. In Sanskrit, Pita means what? Father. I think Hindi also, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Telugu.
Telugu also. Everybody. So you see, everybody knows the Father, but the real Father they don't know. And they use the word Pita, Pita, and every Pita, but yeah, where's the Pita? You see how? So Krishna is saying, I am the original Father. So from the Father everything comes. So Krishna is saying here, from me everything. So who is the original Father?
Krishna.
So how you know? From the scriptures, from God Himself speaking. Correct? So now if I know who is the Father, then my doubts are clear. Correct? Yes? Then I can start to love Him. Yes? I know who is God, then I can try to love Him. Is it not? Make sense?
Yes.
Does it make sense? It's become clear. Whereas if I don't know, then I am doubtful. Who is my Father? Who is God? They say He is God. Of course, in our Vedic religion, there are 330 million devatas. How many? 330 million devatas. Not one or two. Can you keep all of them in your altar? Can. 330 million pictures in your altar. Can. One day puja also not finish. Can. So you are keeping a few. What? Lord Shiva, maybe, yeah. Ganesh, that very important. Right? And Durga, maybe, yeah. Correct? You're keeping. Some things you are keeping. But actually there are 330 million of them. So how to do puja for all of them? Very difficult. Yes. But the amazing thing is that if you do puja for Kṛṣṇa, then everything is included. Everything is. You understand this point? Yeah? You can go. I think it's 8, 5, 48. 8, 5, 48. Easier. No? Go to easy verses. Go. Make it easier for everybody. Go bottom, right at the bottom. Go right at the end. I think no, here, yeah, it's the one. Right?
At 8:15. Being very supreme. So I'll read.
I think you go to the next verse. Where is 5? 8, 5, 48? What is 47? Go to 47. Hmm?
49.
49. Yeah, go to 49. Yeah, 49. Okay, here, you read this?
When one pours the water on the root of a tree, the trunk and branches of the tree are automatically pleased. Similarly, when one becomes a devotee of Lord Vishnu, everyone is served. For the Lord is the super soul of everyone.
You see this point here? Something water dripping? Oh, leaves are falling. So you see here in this verse, can anyone repeat? When one pours water,
On the root of a tree,
repeat after me. When one pours water
when one pours water
on the root of the tree,
on the root of a
the
tree,
trunk and branches of the tree
the trunk and branches of the tree
are automatically pleased.
are automatically pleased.
Similarly,
Similarly,
when one becomes the devotee of Lord Vishnu,
when one becomes a devotee of Lord Vishnu,
when we speak about Lord Vishnu, we are also saying same as Krishna, non-different. One becomes the devotee of Lord Vishnu, everyone is served.
everyone is the
For the Lord is the super soul
for the Lord is the super soul
of everyone.
of everyone.
So here you see from this statement, if you serve Krishna or you do puja for Krishna, then automatically everybody is.
Please.
You don't have to go and do 330 million. It's not necessary. See how much shortcut it is? Yes? So this is Shastric evidence. Sometimes you may have doubt. Oh, I'm doing puja for Krishna. Maybe Shiva is not happy. Maybe I'm doing for Krishna, Shiva, I don't know. But then Ganesh, he may be upset. So like that, you will have a lot of doubts. But from this statement, there's no doubts. Because if you please Krishna, then everyone is pleased. Just like the example of pouring water onto the root of the tree. Correct? If you pour water onto the root, then the whole plant is. Do you go and water the leaves individually? You must be foolish. Yes, and you can't do that. Can you do how many leaves there? Yes. And everybody knows it's foolish to water the leaves. You have to water the what? The root. So this is the understanding, basic. So similarly, the example is used. Just like you pour water onto the root, the trunk and branches of the tree, automatically, please. See how they acknowledge it to make us understand. Sometimes we need example. Yes? So from this example, we'll know, oh, if I please Krishna, then everybody is
Please.
finished. I don't have to worry about X, Y, Z anymore. Correct? You understand this point? So this is knowledge. This is knowledge. And with knowledge, then our faith will become what? Strengthened. With knowledge, my faith is strengthened. So knowledge is essential, very essential. That's why today's verse, you can go today's verse. Bahunam janmanam ante, jnanavan, again knowledge. One who has got knowledge, not a fool. One who has got what? Knowledge. It says here, jnanavan. Jnanavan means one who has got knowledge. And then with this knowledge, he will then surrender. You cannot surrender without knowledge. How you will surrender? That's not possible. You'll be full of doubts. Correct? That's what's happening with the so-called Hindu community. So-called Hindu community, this is the biggest problem. You can ask anyone, you make a survey, each one will give their own so-called speculated idea. Because why? There's no knowledge. There's no knowledge. You follow this point? Why Krishna purposely came down 5,000 years ago to give this knowledge? Why? Wasting time, is it? Why? It is very important. In fact, Krishna is saying this, something which is very, 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 what we say, astonishing, I would say the word. This knowledge that you are now getting can only come to you after thousands and millions of births. It is not that you just, wow, today I'm so lucky, I just came, I got knowledge. You understand? This knowledge that you're getting, Krishna says you can only get after what? Bahunam Janmanam, after millions and millions of births. Hello? You see how much this knowledge, you just like now we are explaining in such an easy way. But to get it, you have to take millions of births. It is not some cheap thing, no? Why? Why? It's a question, no? Why? Why you have to take millions? Why is it so basic knowledge? Why I have to get millions of births? Why? Tell me why. Can you tell me? Hello? Krishna is saying here in 728. It says here, Yesham ta antagatam papam.
त्वमन्तगतं पापं
jananam punyakarmanam
जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां
te dvandva mohanirmukta
ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता
bhajante mam dridhavatah.
भजन्ते मां दृढाः
After a person who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. That means it's millions and millions of births. It's only when you are what? You've done a lot of piety. Punya karma means what? Huh? Piety. Understand? You must have done a lot of piety. And not only that, you must also be free from all sinful action. Understand? This is not something cheap, That, oh, yeah. I went to the Hare Krishna and then they told me and that's it. No. To come also, you think what, it's so easy? Oh, why go there, Hare Krishna? Nothing, they're just dancing around. Yeah? Understand? You see, Maya got two purposes. Maya is, you know what is Maya? Maya is the material energy of Krishna. Maya is the material energy of Krishna. That's why she puts us in illusion in two ways. Yes? What is that word? Avaratmika. Two ways she covers us. You understand? One way is that when we are trying to escape, come to Krishna, she pulls us back. See what? Pulls us. I give you an example. Today you have an appointment, tomorrow month I have to go to Janmashtami, let's say, example. I want to go tomorrow. As I'm going to go, maybe my child will get sick or my office will close. You understand? This is how Maya puts the obstacles on us. We can. They stop. That's how Maya works in one. Another way is, you got it there? Another way is that we are put in a position we are completely covered. We think we are happy. Suppose I have got a body of a dog. I'm fully satisfied. I think this is the best body I ever got. This is how Maya keeps us up. Two ways. You understand? So to come out of that, you see that one is called Prachekatmika and the other is called Avaranatmika. Avaranatmika means covering and Prachat means pulling down. See this? Two. Covering means keep you completely covered and pulling you down. That means what? You're trying to come out, it pulls you down. Two ways. Of course, many people are not aware about all these things, but this is something that I'm explaining. So if you can understand, it will be very good for you because sometimes when you're trying to come to Krishna consciousness, there will always be some hindrance. So this is all the working of mind. So in this kind of condition, when the living entity is covered, then it's very difficult for him to come out. That's why I say he must do pious things. What are the pious activity he must do? What do you think is the pious thing you should do? Can you give me an idea? Helping an old lady cross the road. I mean, yeah, that is also there are two kind of piety. One piety is material piety, helping an old lady. Somebody no food, give some money. These all are material piety. But there is another piety called spiritual piety. Spiritual piety means what? Something related to Krishna. Something related to that is spiritual piety. Like you meet a devotee and he's selling a book, you buy a book. Understand? Or you give money for Janmashtami donation, Yatra. These are all called spiritual piety. Especially serving a devotee is considered as the highest spiritual piety. 3720. It says here, you see, unless you have heaps and heaps of pious activity, you cannot get a chance to serve the devotee. It's not possible. See?
Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees, progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and the controller of all living entities.
So you can see here. So when you serve a devotee means what? Like you say a pure devotee, Prabhupada, all the devotees in general. If you do some seva for them, that constitutes highest devotion. And with that, you accrue immense piety that you come to this position of knowing who actually Krishna is. Otherwise, it's not possible. It says here, if austerity is meager, you can hardly obtain the service of a pure. It's not possible. You understand this point? So when you are here now, today, you are sitting here, it is due to your many lifetimes of pious activities. You understand? This is not a cheap thing. Because to take birth and die and take birth and die, you think it's such a fun thing? Fun, very nice. No, it's painful. And we have been doing this over and over again. You know how many times you have done this? Make a guess. Make a guess. Make a guess. How many times do you think? How many times do you think you have taken birth? Don't know. Only one time, Prabhu, I came from the spiritual world. Yeah? What? Krishna sent me here, no? I'm become the next Sai Baba. What? Think. You can go here. I give you an idea, just so you can understand something. There's only this one Brahma. This one Brahma's life will give you the figure. 10, 11, 10, 30. 11, 10, 30. See, the life of one Brahma. We all talk about Brahma, right? He's sitting on the lotus, right? This one Brahma's lifespan, you go down below. Yeah, that is the figure. What's the figure? 311 trillion, 40 billion. Yes, our calculation. Hello? That is his 100 years of his life. And he has already exhausted 50 years already. He's now on his 51st year. So how many years have passed? About 150 trillion years have passed. So what have we been doing for 150 trillion years? Going to office, coming back, eating, taking care of wife, taking care of children, going on and on and on and on. Perhaps if you are in the human body, but it could be also many other bodies. Yes, you can go 429, 29. You see how we are going. We are going here, going there, going here, going there, Prabhu. Hello. Covered by the mode of ignorance, please repeat. Covered by the mode of ignorance.
Covered by the mode of ignorance.
In material nature.
In material nature.
The living entity.
The living entity.
Is sometimes male.
Is sometimes a male.
Sometimes female.
Sometimes a female.
Sometimes a eunuch.
Sometimes a eunuch.
Sometimes a human being.
Sometimes a human being.
Sometimes demigod.
Sometimes a demigod.
Sometimes
a bird.
A bird.
sometimes a bird,
an animal,
an animal,
and so on.
and so on.
So, in this way, he is wandering within the material world.
In
His
this,
acceptance of different types of body is brought about by his activities under the influence of the modes of material nature. So, you know how many births we have taken? 311 trillion years divided by 2 is about 150 trillion years. We have gone from this to that to this to that, on and on and on. Yes? Hello? And if we get the chance to know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality, Krishna is the what? Vasudevam Sarvamiti. He is the boss. Finish. Put it in simple language. He is the what? That's it. And if I know that, if I just know that, then I'm considered as what?
Jnana.
Mahatma. And I'm considered as a rare soul. Huh? Not only a Mahatma, I'm also considered as a rare soul. Just to know that Vasudevam Sarvamiti, the center of everything is Krishna. Period. Yes. Not only that, if you know, if you know this, can you go? 5, 5, 6, I think. 5, 5, 6 here. See that? If you know, read, please.
When the living entity is covered by the mode of ignorance, he does not understand the individual living being and the supreme living being, and his mind is subjugated by fruitive activity. Therefore, until one has love for Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from having to accept a material body again and again.
So if you know, then you don't have to take birth again. You don't have to do it. But if you don't know, then you have to keep taking birth again and again and again. Hello? You understand this point? That's why Krishna said, after many, many births, one who knows that I am all in all, such person is a great and rare soul, and he does not come back. He does not what? Come back again, go 4-9. He does not come back to this material world again. He's finished. His cycle of birth and death is what? Terminated. It is what? Janma karma cha me divyam.
Janma karma cha me divyam.
Evam yo vedi tatvatah.
Evam yo vedi tatvatah.
Yatva deham punarjanma.
Yatva deham punarjanma.
Naite mameti sojuna.
Naiti mameti so Arjuna.
Not so Arjuna. Not like that. Because you see that it's a apostrophe in Sanskrit. You see that? You see so and no A there. So when you read this word, it's Sojuna. Not so and Arjuna. No, that Sanskrit is not correct. You understand? That's why there's apostrophe there. Understand? Otherwise, there should be so and Arjuna. Correct? You follow? So this Sanskrit. So you read this.
One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna.
See this point here? So if you know, you become a great soul and a rare person. And you will not take birth again. That means your cycle of going through this animal, bird, this, that, it's all what? Finished. You understand this point now? Not only that, it is said that if you know that Krishna is the Supreme, can you 1, 2, 6. You see here. Again, you see. Chant the Sanskrit, no?
Okay. Savai Pumsham Paro Dharmo.
Savai Pumsa Paro Dharmo.
Yato bhaktir adokshage.
Yato bhakti ajokshade.
Ahaituki apratihata.
Aitukiya pratihata.
Yayatma suprasidataye.
Yayatma suprasidati. Now this word is so important, especially the last line. Yayatma suprasidati. All right, can you read?
The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self.
In other words, if you now know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and if you try to do some service for Him, this will give you complete satisfaction. Now we are trying to become satisfied by serving family, children, country, you name it, business. So many things we are trying, yes? And we are not happy. We are not. Because we are missing the center. We are missing the what? The center. Now if we understand that Krishna is all in all and we try to do some service to Him, that will give us complete satisfaction. Yayatma suprasida. You understand this point? Understand? Yeah. So see how much you're going to benefit. How you benefit? First you get to become called a great soul and a rare person. Secondly, you get all your burden that is stopped. Third now is that you are complete. Just by understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality. And no what competitor, huh? Nothing, eh? No what? No equal and no above him, no nothing. You understand? That we have to know. So if you know that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, He is the what? In charge of all the three worlds, everything is. And also if you know this, you come free of all sinful activities. Can you go 10-3? If you go, you see here, if you know that Krishna is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Krishna is, you see here. Hey, hello, Sanskrit. Can you read this?
Yo mam ajam anadim cha.
Yo mam ajam anadim cha.
Vetti loka maheshwaram.
Veti loka maheshwaram.
Asammudaha samatyeshu.
Asamuda samatyeshu.
Sarva papai pramuchyate.
Sarva papai pramuchyate.
He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only, undeluded among men, is freed from all sins.
Look at that again. That's now we said, correct? We are suffering because of sinful activities, right? Yes. And how to become free of sins? Simply you know. Simply what? You know. What you know? That Krishna is unborn. He has no birth. In other words, he is not ordinary. He is God. Beginningless. God. God is the source of everything. Yes. And the supreme Lord of all the world. Sarva Loka Maheshwara. If you know this, then you are free from all sin. Come on. See how many things you are getting simply by knowing that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Yes, I can go on. A whole day I can go on. I am convincing you to surrender to Krishna. Yes? Are you convinced up to now?
Yes.
Should I go on some more? I don't know yet. Correct. This knowledge, as I've said again and again, to know this, it takes millions and millions. Millions of? So who knows? Krishna said, therefore, you are fortunate. You are what? Bhagyavan. Fortunate. If you are unfortunate, then that's it. You'll be outside. So many people are outside, right? What they're doing? Same thing. Eating, sleeping, mating, depending, going on and on and on and on, enjoying the sense. 5 by 4. Enjoying the sense. Going on. No stop. And suffering. And what? Suffering. Hmm.
When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it is not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of self gratification by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another.
See, this is the other direction. If you don't want to know, you don't want to enjoy, serve Krishna, then this is what you will have to do, correct? Enjoy the sense. Big house, big car, big job, PR. Huh? PR, right? Yeah, this is what you want. And go on again and again and again. Again, another verse to you. 266, Bhagavad Gita. Hey, if you don't want to understand this and get connected to Krishna, this is what you will get.
One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace?
So you see again, if you don't want, and this Hindu thing or some rap, stupid like this Hindu guys, that's why they're not progressing. These Hindu guys are gundus, they don't know nothing. Huh? Yeah, Hindu, no? Hindu means all lost. BJP, politics, yeah? Correct? Yes. Yeah, it says very clear. If you don't want to be connected to Krishna, if you don't want, yeah, what will happen? Clearly, Krishna is saying, you cannot get good brains. You cannot get what? Your brains cannot. It's short. Your brain, we say in English, it's short. Brain is short circuited. Cannot think. Yes? Cannot. And your brains are short, intelligence is short, then your mind cannot be steady. Your mind cannot be. They're trying to say do meditation, do all nonsense. How to fix yourself if you don't get yourself connected to Krishna? That's not possible. Because the mind is not your mind. Whose mind is this? Whose mind is this? You made your mind. No. This mind is Krishna's mind, Krishna's energy. You understand? Bhumi, Apo, Analo, Vayu, Kam, Mano, Buddhi, Evacha. It's a mind, separated material energy. It's my energy. You think you can go and control Krishna's energy by your own strength? That's not possible. Krishna says you can only control this if you surrender to me. If you don't surrender, that's not possible. Can you go? 7:14. See, these are all my material energy. Binam prakriti astada, mine, not yours. Whose? And if you want to control Krishna's mind, this mind is given to you by Krishna. It's not possible by your own strength. He says here, 7:14. You see? Only if you surrender to me, then yes, then you can do this. Otherwise, it's not possible. It is not. You can try and try. That's why the mind, every time I've got so much of what? Tension. They say what? Depression. No, they don't use the word depression. What is they use the word? Stressed. That's the word they use, stressed. What is this stress? What is this stress? You can't handle your brain. That's all it is. Go. Devi chant.
Daivihi esha gunamayi.
Devi gunamayi.
Mama maya duracchaya.
Mama maya duracchaya.
Mam eva ye prapadyante.
padyante
Mayam yetam taranti te.
ayametam tarantite.
This divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Say this now. If you surrender unto me, then you can very easily, right? That's now you say, if you don't connect to Krishna, you cannot get good intelligence. You cannot get good intelligence, your mind will become difficult to handle, correct? And why mind is difficult, then how you will get peace? And without peace, how to live? Yeah, they always put in their house a big sign, home sweet home. Yeah, everybody house I say home sweet home. How to have sweet? If you don't have Krishna, it is not possible. It is impossible. That's the word. It is impossible. You cannot try. You can keep trying. No, you can try it. Millions of birds keeping trying. So if you want to make it successful, then there's only one thing to do: to surrender to Krishna. Yes. That also Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Paritya, Mamekam Saranam, Tvam Sarva Papi, Mokshayasmi, Mahasucha. Don't worry, don't fear, come to me. Because you may sometimes fearing, oh, if I go, what will happen? No, Krishna said, don't worry, go. Stand.
Sarvadharman parityajya
Sarvadharman parityaja
mam yekam sharanam vraja
mamekam saranam vraja
aham tvam sarva papebhyo
aham tvam sarva abhebhyo
moksheshyami masuchaha.
mokshyasmi mahasucha.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful actions. Do not fear.
Okay. Abandon all these things that you have, give it all up. Don't worry. Krishna said, don't worry. You just come to me. I will deliver you. Do not. This is the topmost instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. Topmost. You see, so why not we do that? Of course, now the next question is how to surrender. That also we have to learn. Yeah. How surrender, Prabhu, I come here, I just surrender, take out all my clothes and everything. Just surrender. So how to surrender? Tell me. Huh? What? How? Give me an idea. How to surrender? Huh? Hello? So surrendering also I have to learn how to surrender. The different process of surrendering in different ages. But this age now, Kali Yuga, everything is topsy-turvy. The surrendering process is very simple. It made simple. How is it made simple? We can go. 12:3:52.
Yes.
There, is there? All right. You see, 10.
कृतेयध्यायतो विष्णुं त्रेतायं यजतो मकैः द्वापरे परिचर्यायां कलौ तद्धर्कीर्तनात्.
So, Kalau Tad Dari Kirtanan. In Kali Yuga, this is the,
Hari Kirtana.
you can go 7-11, Antya. Now we are in Kali Yuga. We are now in Kali Yuga. So in Kali Yuga, this is Kalera, Dharma, Krishna Nama, Sankirtana. So the Kali Yuga, the Dharma is what? I think you can understand this, right?
Yes.
Kalera Dharma. The Dharma for Kali Yuga is what?
Krishna Nama.
Krishna Nama, Sankirtana. Just like this now we were chanting Hare Krishna, correct? Yes? Yes? And you were dancing, you were happy, correct? This is the process for the surrendering to Krishna. In Kali Yuga, this is the process. What is the process? Chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Not only you come here on Sunday, you chant. Yeah? Sunday I go there, I will chant Hare Krishna. Other days I will sleep. No, you have to chant together. Here you chant. This is called kirtan. When you are alone, you chant with the what? You got any mala here? Show him this mala. This is how you have to go buy this mala, and then you chant in this mala. This mala is 108, and you chant every day. You do one mala, two mala, whatever you chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, like this. The best thing is that when you wake up after your shower, you do this. Takes only 10 minutes. Yes,
Yes.
you just do that, and you see a tremendous upliftment in your life. Tremendous upliftment. That's without any doubt. Because when you do something that's like a medicine, if it's prescribed, then it definitely will work, right? Is
Yes.
it not?
Yes.
If you buy medicine which is prescribed by the doctor, then you take it, then it should work, correct? Yeah. Similarly, the prescription that's now we saw in Kali Yuga, what is the prescription? Is to chant. So if you do that, then your life will become successful. In fact, Kṛṣṇa becomes very happy with you. 773 RD. Very quickly you will be able to see God. That's another thing. We are not some joke. We are not giving you some fictitious idea. When you become a Mahatma and a Duratma, a great soul, you think Kṛṣṇa will not want to see you? Kṛṣṇa don't want to see you? Definitely he will want to see you. Yes. That's why he says, the moment you start chanting, can you read?
Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord.
Do this thing. Don't think this is some kind of a what? We say this to make you feel good, It is a what? Big good feeling. No. This is declaration by God Himself. This is spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is God, who came 500 years ago to teach. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, you will be able to see Krishna, lotus feet. So you see how much advantages you are now getting simply by opening the mouth and saying Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare.
Hey, how fortunate you become. Actually, anyone who chants is very fortunate. Very, very fortunate. 11 to 55. Anyone who chants is actually very, very fortunate. Okay? Can you read?
Supreme Personality of Godhead is so kind to the conditioned souls that if they call upon Him by speaking His holy name, even unintentionally or unwillingly, the Lord is inclined to destroy innumerable sinful reactions in their hearts. Therefore, when a devotee who has taken shelter at the Lord Lotus feet chants the holy name of Krishna with genuine love, the Lord can never give up the heart of such a devotee. One who has thus bound the Supreme Lord's lotus feet within his heart with the ropes of love is to be known as Bhagavata Pradhana, the most exalted devotee of the Lord.
Right? In other words, you become very dear to
Krishna.
very dear. From the beginning of this class, where you are totally lost, when I asked the question, who is God? A confusing question, yes, to now, to simply chant, and you become the topmost, what? Devotee of
Lord.
So do you think it is definitely an important thing to do or not?
Yes.
And now this knowledge, it is the topmost knowledge. There's no other knowledge higher than this. 9-2. There's no other knowledge than this. This is the topmost knowledge. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam
Rajavidya Rajaguhyam
Pavitram Idamuttamam
Pavitramidamuttamam
Pratyacha Vagaham Dharmyam
Pratyakshavagaman dharmyam
Susukam Kartamavyayam.
Susukam kartumamyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed.
Right? Declaration by Kṛṣṇa himself. Now, you have got so many knowledge, I know, because all of you are coming from India, highly educated Indians, correct? IIT, Kharagpur. Huh? So, all that is material knowledge, which cannot help you, can only make your life comfortable materially, maybe. But to really get yourself saved, and this is the knowledge. What is the knowledge? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Guess I have come to the end of my time. 9:30. I'm supposed to stop at what?
9.
9 o'clock. Oh, I thought it was 9. I'm really sorry. I missed my time. I was thinking I'm going to stop. Did not know it's 9. Oh. So, okay, I sorry I took a lot of your time, but nevertheless, you have any other questions or anything that you want to raise, you can ask, or you can always see the devotees. They're all very competent, all of them here. They are fully trained. You can talk to them also and clear your doubts. And I definitely recommend you to get the books, because the books, what I'm speaking on, is all based on the books of Prabhupada. And if you're not having, you please purchase the mala and start chanting. Tomorrow is very auspicious day. If you have not done so, start tomorrow. Make your life successful. Don't let this chance slip, because you never know again how many more millions of births you may have to wait to get again another chance. So, Subhakaryam Shikaram. Subhakaryam Shikaram. Immediately. That's it. All right. I'm sorry I overtook your time. I did not, I